Hello friends, this is the 360 pan and follow-up spoiler of the third piece in the series called Sammon virta. The name Sammon virta, Sampo in Finnish mythology, is something similar to the Greek idea of cornucopia, of the horn of plenty. And there's much speculation about what the Sampo mythologically actually would have been. Like, was it a machine or an instrument, or just a jug that never got empty but produced wealth? So this is my rendition of, and the name Sammon virta means the flow from the Sampo. So this was my interpretation of that. So that ends the 360 pan, and then to the spoilers, if you're interested. If not, tune out. So this piece was, this has taken the most of my time that any piece ever has. I've been working on this one almost since the beginning of summer, in conjunction with the other two. And it also had an accident at one point, which turned out to be a happy thing, but again, it's what life here on this shoreline is like. I came back here one day to find this in one of its earlier phases on the ground, and then there was also a chips packet next to it. And as it happened, then later that day, a group of 6 kids on bicycles showed up around the corner there on the hill here, and one of them, the brave one, was like peeking around the corner to see like what the fuck is going on here. And I managed to invite him over, and then his friends came over. By the way, great that they're on bicycles. Remember, that was me too as a kid. I'm glad kids still do that these days. And we never brought up the issue of if it was them that knocked it over, but I'm pretty sure it was. But it's also because they were suspicious of who is this guy on the hill. Like they thought I lived in that small rain shelter, which is about it's about this wide. I can just crouch in there. But they hung out with me here on the rocks here, and we talked about art and whatnot, things that interested them. But returning to the piece, this is also like the most. This has the most different mediums, different materials used. It looks simple, but it's deceptive. There's actually quite a lot gone into this. This section was different before. This is a material I only found later in the summer. Before I had used strips of plastic to create a junction between these 2 points. All of these sections here have been redone. This has gone through many versions. It's really been a very long process, but a very gratifying one that I've gone through many stages, realized that didn't really work, then sat and stared at it for a couple hours, and then suddenly inspiration, and then a new approach, and then they accumulate to create something that I'm pretty happy with. So here this idea has a circulation to it, which is what I think Sammon virta, or the idea of like a perpetual wealth. There must be some degree of recycling back into the process. Like it can't just produce something out of nothing. It must be coming from something. So that on like the esoteric level. And then I think water, which is essential to all life on this planet, and the flow here as a tap, that's kind of what I was going for with that. I think that's my expression of what is really a true wealth, is good water. But here, the colors and everything also mean that it's not just a flow of water itself, but many other things that flow need to be not necessarily recycled, but that create more wealth. This was a fun part here. Glued all these stacks together. So glad I found these. And then as a final touch, I decided to add something to make it really local. There's a gravel here on the top. And And there's even been some moss growing on it, which I'm very pleased with, since it's been out here for so long. Let's see anything else. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I made my life very difficult with these. I wanted to experiment with more than just with the ropes again. Not just having a wrapped around something, but the ropes themselves having their own orientation. So creating this triangle here in the middle with these bolts aligning everything. That was difficult but very satisfying experience, and the result is good. I also like this one here at the bottom. I don't know, I get so it's like a battery charging up or something here. You got like, it's like LEDs, except they're not LEDs. That's the kind of vibe I get off it. I enjoy that detail. So I think that ends it for this one. And then there's another piece that has also this Finnish mythological element to it, which I find very fun to play with, especially here on this coastline. I feel so Aksenkalenkalela up here. You know, it's so influenced by nature and I suppose the history of this country. Okay, till next video.